In the grand tradition of Christine McCarthy, the Walt Disney Company would like you to walk a very long distance. Let's talk about the new mandatory 5K for cruise guests going to Lookout Cay here on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place. And here with me is Mr. VashSky, but also Doctor of Theme Parkology and Disney Cruise Ships, Mr. Marvin, the movie monster.
I only have a master's in theme parkology. I don't have a doctorate yet. I'm working toward it.
Oh, that's different than what you how you represented yourself on the resume. Are you also?
Yep, I'm already here. Too late to get rid of me.
That's true. Oh my. Okay, guys, I'm sure you've seen the tweet by now from this famous Twitter account, that of Jonas J. Campbell. I have to play this video.
I muted that one a long time ago.
It's a smart idea. I'm gonna mute this one. Speaking of which, I hope you're not intending on bringing any impatient people with short legs on your Disney cruise. Let's just take a look. This is time lapse, obviously, going all the way from the Lookout Cay sign. It's going, still going.
The ship is not getting any closer.
Yeah, it's that's a pretty big ship, by the way. And which one of these is the fake smokestack that's just there for looks? I forget. And we have arrived. Yep. That is a very long pier that they've got there.
Yes, it is. By the way, did you know that on the Wish, one of the smokestacks is actually a room that you can rent for like $10,000 a night? It's a whole suite in the smokestack.
Oh, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, not even kidding.
Well, I hope the cruise is better from all the way up there. Do you also get like a manservant to just walk around and
there's no way you don't get a manservant.
Announce your every move throughout the ship. Okay, guys, I have to throw this to you. How long is this pier right here? I have some guesses, but Vash, why don't you take over?
Well, I have some answers for you on this, Jonas, right here. Scott Sanders actually had a little bit of a post on this. For those wondering, the trestle pier at Lookout Cay is just shy of half a mile long. To go from the ship to the water on the family beach is a little over 1.5 miles based on rough estimates using February 2024 imagery from Google Earth. This is quite the long way to go. And it's not I keep telling people, it's not about necessarily coming off the ship and going to the island. It's really about coming back. Because think about it, guys. It's about 100 degrees out there. There's no shade, and there are no benches along that whole stretch of that pier right there. And think about if you're coming back, especially with kids, after a long day at the beach, long day at swimming, snorkeling, all the activities that they have on here, and there are quite a few of them. We'll get into them. That's gonna be a tough one, for sure. Now, they said they do have wagons. I do know that for sure, coming off of the ship itself. But obviously it's first come, first serve. And then for disabled guests, they are providing golf carts. But it's a long walk, no matter how you slice it.
You look at that. I'm just imagining I'm sunburned. I've got sand everywhere. Like, I cannot imagine now having to walk back along that entire thing. My goodness.
Also, what if you are, like many people are on a Disney cruise, doing this with children?
Yes.
You can imagine getting 4 kids to walk that thing.
Well, I mean, my first thought also was like, my mother or my grandmother, like they couldn't walk all that. I mean, it's like, you have a pocket where the Magic Kingdom's handicap parking is. Like, if you are parked like off to the side, like my grandmother still can't walk from there to the transportation and ticket center. I feel like not a lot of thought gets put into this.
I think you're right. Now, I've heard a lot of defense from this, especially after that tweet got a little bit more attention than my usual tweets. That's not a big deal. I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to. It did. You know that something has reached out. No, that's not what I'm saying, Vash. You know that's not what I'm saying here. Because I started to get negative pushback. There were people who were not only people who were responding to me, but there were people who were going to each response to someone saying, "What is going on here?" to my tweet, and then people were posting the same comment over and over again, responding to the people that were responding to me. It's just a half mile. Oh, you're going on vacation. You need a little exercise. Oh, this is Which of course that's fantastic. As I maybe indicated before, that's like the Christine McCarthy model of, well, people should eat a little bit less. Not exactly great from a merchandising standpoint, that attitude right there, but people will be hungrier when they walk more, I suppose.
And if you did get hungry while on your expedition out there to look out,
I know where you're going with this, Vash. I know where you're going with this.
Attractions Magazine had a little bit of an update for us as well here. I don't know if you can see this. Hard to see on this video right here, but you see those black little dots, kind of buzzing around right there? Oh, those are the flies, and there are many, many of them. You can actually see right here, Theme Park Express actually posted this. This is how people had to consume their food while on this island because of the amount of flies that were present. I believe Super Enthused, who Jackie over there on YouTube, said that she would have eaten more. However, lots of their items, specifically the corn, were encrusted with flies. Apparently, it was like 15.
Oh my God!
Yeah, this is definitely the one that is most concerning, I would say.
Why did we start with the pier? This is the problem. I thought the seagulls on Castaway Cay were a problem. Where you walk away from your plate for 2 seconds and there's a bird in your lap. It's
that's true.
But this is bad. Especially, folks, if you don't know, every time a fly lands on something, whether it's you or your food, it immediately throws up on it. That's how they eat.
Yep.
I wasn't exactly prepared for where this video was going to go, but yeah, that's accurate. That's scientifically accurate. I also want to point out 1.5 miles, which is what people are saying from the boat to the beach there. That's to there and back again. That's 3 miles. So that's a 5K. Right there.
Yeah.
Going from the boat to the beach.
You said to there and back again. And my only thought was walking that pier with do 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 do.
I will never stop with the Hobbit references. It's also it's 10 and a half to 12 minutes to get even by tram from one side of this island to the other. So
it's so big. It's so much bigger than Castaway. Look, let me tell you something. Castaway Cay is my favorite place on the planet. I love it so much. I think it's exceptional. It's exceptionally run. It's exceptionally laid out. It's fantastic. This just seems completely not well thought out. I mean, too big. How are you supposed to even navigate this on one day while you're there?
Yeah, I mean, some people have complained about that too because a lot of this is built up. You have a lot of boardwalk between locations once you actually get off of the tram and to this kind of Lookout Cay section here. A lot of people have been complaining about, some of these, trails, you could say, or boardwalk, they just go off to nothing. So if there's not a lot of signage out there, so you could just be walking and literally end up at a dead end or not end up in the place that you wanted to go. Very confusing how to get around. Also, too, ice machine, well, that stopped working as well. So,
oh no,
if you wanted a cold drink, well, let's,
no way.
I want to hold off on that. Oh yeah, it's hey, I did a lot of research in the lead up to this story, and unfortunately, there's quite a bit of problems, at least initially. Maybe they'll have some of these things sorted out for sure, but the layout and how far the locations are, I don't think that's going to change. Now, one of the reasons why one of these, this island is so spread out is to allow for larger ships and more ships to take advantage of this island, which is great, at least from an operations standpoint. But from a guest standpoint, that's where it's unfortunately a little bit lacking.
You just hit the nail on the head right there. It used to be the guest experience was thought of first and operational stuff was thought of second. Now that's completely reversed. They are no longer giving as much thought into the guest experience as they used to, and it shows.
Now, the other thing that I'll add here is there is at least a little hand waving, just in the same way that when Apple says we're not going to give you a free charger with your iPhone, they say, oh, it's the ecological impact here that we're worried about. You would just throw that charger away. We're doing you a favor by helping you save the environment. It looks like Disney right here is using that for this ridiculously long pier to say that, well, the ecological impact to this island that no one is going to go to unless Disney or a cruise ship guests are going to it. We want to make sure that this area maintains its ecological fortitude here. So, Vash, have you come across any of that in your research?
Oh yes, absolutely. So that's one of the reasons why it is built up the way it is, on not only on the pier instance, but also on the special activities and so forth that Disney has built on the island itself. So it's got that going for sure. Now, they did change some operations regarding the pier and how long it is and how long of a walk it is. They do now hand out cold towels about halfway through. So
Cold towels?
cold towels, yeah. So
Wait. So there's some
something.
guy who's just sitting there in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of cold towels?
Yes.
What
yes,
does he do? So he then has to walk a quarter mile every time they run out of cold towels.
Well, I'm sure he's given the golf cart, so I think he's going to be just fine. But
As he rides off on his own.
Yes. Yeah, no shade though, and some people were kind of they were concerned because you don't have any phone signal out there either, or any way to communicate while you're out on that kind of long pier there. So anything could happen. A heat stroke is a thing, folks. Make sure before embarking on this walk in 100-degree weather, by the way, that you get the electrolytes in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, Marvin, you know a lot about the cruise ships here. Do you want to add any additional clarity to what's going on here? Is this normal for a cruise ship, and we're just imagining what's going on here?
This is not normal at all. Castaway Cay is such a seamless experience from the second you step off the ship to the second you get back on. It was designed at a time. I mean, if you ever look into the history of Castaway Cay, it's fascinating. It was a it was a drug smuggling island before Disney owned it, but that's neither here nor there. But this looks like it was built with contempt for the guests, not even just no thought to them.
There's no decoration. There's it's just a long slab of concrete right there in the middle of the ocean. It's
not even themed. You step off at Castaway Cay, it is theming from the very second you step off. And those there's a little post office right there. There's a little place to get towels, and then there's the tram is right there. And steps from the ship, basically. I cannot believe they're putting people through this. It's funny. Mrs. Movie Monster and I were talking about our next cruise. Do we want to do the Wish again, or do we want to do the Treasure and go to Lookout Cay? I am so glad we decided to go with the Wish and to the devil because man, this looks abysmal. I could not imagine getting off that ship and looking at where the island is and being like, really?
Well,
having gone to Castaway Cay myself, I can definitely say that it is there's a charm to it for sure, and this is distance between everything. Yes, there is a tram, but it's not nearly as foreboding as this. I mean, this is not the great guest experience I think a lot of people know the cruise line to have. Not a lot of relaxation here. A lot of people have said that this is a more active island, and that starts as soon as you disembark. So there you go.
Maybe.
What if you're in the middle of one of those Caribbean tropical thunderstorms?
Oh,
that's a very good point.
Those never happen down there, right?
You're just in the middle of nowhere, and you're the tallest object out there.
Oh, and you're only
in water.
The only other structure is a long metal pole going the entire length of the pier. Well, that being said, we want to throw this to our commenters. Does this make you more or less likely to book yourself on a Disney cruise? What could Disney do to alleviate this situation other than making it into a ride? Of course, Pirates was improved by taking it from a walk-through attraction to a boat ride. Maybe that's what they should have done the entire time, because most cruise lines, when they have this big of a distance to cover, they'll just do little tinder boats to get you from here to there and back again. A Hobbit's Tale. Yes, thank you very much. All right, like this video if you like this video. And by the way, Marvin, where can people find you normally?
Tooneytown TV, the new channel that we just launched, nearing 500 subscribers after only 2 weeks. I've been super, super happy with it, but we're looking to get even more people over there at youtube.com/@Tooneytown TV. And of course, Tooneytown Wrestling, our wrestling channel covering all of pro wrestling with comedy puppet content over at Toon Wrestling on YouTube.
Perfect. And of course, for everybody else, consider subscribing to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.